There is a strange weakness most people never notice. They do not lose their power because they fail. They lose it because they reveal too much too soon. They explain their plans before they build them. They expose their pain to people who cannot handle it with care. They share their goals with people who secretly hope they never rise. They tell everyone what they are becoming before they have become strong enough to protect it. And then they wonder why their energy feels scattered, why their progress feels attacked, why people use their words against them. The Stoics understood something modern life has almost forgotten. Not everything in your life deserves an audience. In a world where people post their meals, emotions, relationships, opinions, failures, and private thoughts for strangers to judge, silence has become rare. But silence is not weakness. Silence is protection. It is discipline. It is wisdom knowing what to reveal, when to reveal it, and to whom. So today, let us explore 7 things you should quietly keep to yourself. Not because you are hiding, but because you are guarding your peace, your purpose, and your character. The first thing to keep private is your biggest goal while it is still fragile. When an idea is new, it is like a small flame. It needs protection. It needs air, patience, and steady effort. But many people take that small flame and carry it into a storm of opinions. They announce the business before building the product. They speak about the transformation before changing the habits. They share the dream with people who do not have the vision to understand it. And sometimes the dream begins losing strength before it even begins. Not because it was impossible, but because it was exposed too early. Some people will discourage you because they are afraid. Some will laugh because they cannot imagine themselves doing it. Some will act supportive but quietly wait for you to fail. And even praise can become dangerous, because talking about your goal can give your mind the reward of progress before the real work has been done. So protect your early goals. Share them only with people who can give wisdom, accountability, or genuine support. Everyone else does not need an announcement. Let them meet the results. The second thing to keep private is the pain you have not yet understood. When you are hurt, you want to speak. You want someone to validate you. You want someone to say, you were right, they were wrong. And sometimes speaking to the right person is healing. But pouring raw pain into the wrong hands can create a deeper wound. Not everyone who listens is safe. Some people collect your vulnerability like information. Some will use your weakest moment as entertainment. Some will give advice from their own bitterness and call it wisdom. And some will reduce a complex wound into a careless sentence that makes you feel even more alone. The Stoic approach is not to suppress pain. It is to treat pain with respect. Before sharing everything, ask, is this person wise enough to hold this? Will speaking here help me heal, or only make me feel temporarily seen? Am I sharing for clarity, or am I bleeding in front of people who cannot help? Your pain deserves care. Do not hand it to people who only know how to turn wounds into gossip. The third thing to keep private is your act of kindness. If you do something good only so others can see it, the act becomes divided. Part kindness, part performance. True generosity does not need a stage. It does not need applause. It does not need a caption explaining how caring you are. The Stoics believed virtue was valuable because it was right, not because it was rewarded. If you help someone, help them. If you forgive, forgive. If you give, give. But be careful when your goodness becomes something you use to build an image. Because once you need praise for every good action, your peace becomes dependent on recognition. There is a quiet strength in doing something noble and letting no one know. It trains your character to choose what is right even when there is no audience. That is the kind of virtue that cannot be stolen. The fourth thing to keep private is the full detail of your relationship. Many relationships are damaged not only by the two people inside them, but by the crowd invited into them. Every argument becomes a story. Every misunderstanding becomes a public opinion. Every private weakness becomes something other people discuss. Then, when you try to repair the relationship, you are no longer dealing only with the problem. You are dealing with the opinions of everyone who heard your version during your anger. This does not mean you should hide abuse, disrespect, or serious harm. If you're unsafe, seek help, but do not turn every emotional moment into public content. Do not expose someone you claim to love simply because you were hurt in the moment. Do not invite people into problems they have no wisdom to help solve. Privacy gives relationships space to breathe. And if a relationship must end, privacy helps you leave with dignity instead of drama. The fifth thing to keep private is your income, possessions, and every sign of status. The more you use material things to prove your value, the more you invite comparison into your life. Some people will envy you. Some will judge you. Some will suddenly appear only when they believe you have something to offer. And some will measure your worth by what you own because you taught them to do it. Stoicism reminds us that external things can be useful, but they are not the foundation of character. Money can make life easier. It cannot make a person wise. Status can attract attention. It cannot create respect. Possessions can impress strangers. They cannot give you peace. Enjoy what you have. Work hard. Improve your life. But do not make your success a constant display. The loudest proof of wealth is often insecurity. The strongest people do not need every room to know what they have. Their discipline, humility, and calm presence speak louder. The sixth thing to keep private is your next move after someone disrespects you. When people hurt you, there is a temptation to announce your response, to tell them exactly how you will change, to explain that you are done, to make a final speech, to prove they lost someone valuable. But often, the most powerful response is not an announcement. It is adjustment, less access, less energy, less explanation, more distance, more focus, more self-respect. When you announce every boundary, some people prepare to manipulate it. When you explain every decision, some people turn it into a debate. When you reveal every emotion, some people learn which buttons to press next time. You do not need revenge. You do not need drama. You do not need to make them understand. Move quietly. Let your behavior change before your words become another performance. The seventh thing to keep private is your inner peace. This may sound strange, but many people lose peace because they keep explaining why they are peaceful. They try to convince others that they have moved on. They post about being healed. They talk constantly about being unbothered. But if you're truly at peace, you do not need to prove it. Peace is not a slogan. It is a state of self-command. You know you are healing when you no longer need the person who hurt you to witness your recovery. You know you're growing when you no longer need everyone to understand your silence. You know you are becoming strong when you can make a decision privately and stand by it calmly. But remember, keeping things private is not the same as becoming isolated. Stoicism does not teach emotional secrecy for the sake of pride. Wise people still ask for advice. They seek help when they are struggling. They build trusted relationships. They speak honestly with people who have earned access. The lesson is not tell no one anything. The lesson is stop giving sacred parts of your life to careless hands. Privacy is not fear. Privacy is discernment. It is understanding that your life is not public property. Your goals are not entertainment. Your pain is not gossip. Your kindness is not a performance. Your relationships are not a show. Your success is not proof that you matter. Your boundaries are not a debate. And your peace does not need a witness. So before you speak, pause. Ask yourself, why am I sharing this? Who am I sharing it with? What could this cost me if placed in the wrong hands? And most importantly, would silence serve my character better right now? In a noisy world, the person who can remain private becomes powerful, not because they are mysterious, not because they are cold, but because they have learned that attention is not the same as respect. Exposure is not the same as connection, and being understood by everyone is not the same as being at peace with yourself. So protect what is still growing. Guard what is sacred. Move with quiet discipline. Let your actions speak after your words have become unnecessary. Because sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all